make
Yeah.
of this whole 60% chance thing? Especially given,
I was trying to think.
nothing's been a sure thing to this point.
Yeah. I was trying to think of something clever about fool me once, whatever. But to me, it feels higher than 60% simply because, both sides are showing up. They want the same deal, right? They want the same price. At least that's what they say. And now a judge has said, okay, you have till the 28th to do this. And a lot of the stuff, getting debt financing in order, for example, getting shareholder approval, that's all done, right? So they say they want the same deal. They say that all the stuff that they need to do to get that done is essentially done. So I feel like it's got to be higher than 60%, Emily. But what do I know? I feel like we've been talking about this for 6 months, and it keeps changing. So
What? Right. What do any of us know? Well, Elon Musk knows, or at least he has said he wants to make Twitter part of this everything app vision. What does that mean to you? How do you interpret that? Does it sound to you like WeChat?
sounds a lot like WeChat, and it's not necessarily a bad idea because WeChat is incredibly popular in China, and we've seen other companies, mostly Facebook, try to do this as well. Where I think it's an issue is that, as Alex said in kind of the intro you showed, Twitter just doesn't have the scale that's needed for something like this, right? And most of what makes WeChat so valuable, I think, is that it's also the place where people do all of their communication, right? It's not just where you get your Uber or you order your food delivery. It's where you're talking with mom and dad and grandma and your boss and your cousins. And like Twitter is not that place, right? It is not a place that people are hanging out. And so for me, the idea of suddenly turning into a place where everyone is hanging out and suddenly doing their shopping, it just doesn't really make sense. Again, I like the idea and concept because it clearly works in China. I just don't think that this is going to happen for Twitter. Now, it is ambitious, and if anyone can do it right, you would say, all right, well, maybe Elon Musk is that person. But Mark Zuckerberg's tried to Meta a few times, and it's not happening there either.
So, speaking of scale, how are you thinking about potential staffing changes once Musk presumably takes over the company? Is there going to be a mass exodus? Is there going to be an influx of Elon Musk's fans who want to work for him? Clearly the size that the company is can't necessarily handle, like you said, the scale of a social media platform the
Right.
size of WeChat.
Well, I can tell you what I know, and then I can speculate a little bit. What I know is that a lot of people inside Twitter are currently worried for their jobs, right? They expect Elon to come in and do layoffs. They expect him to essentially kind of clean the executive ranks. Certainly CEO Parag Agrawal, probably the head lawyer Vijay Gandhi. And, this is something that happens a lot of times during an acquisition, but I think especially now because Elon has basically said he doesn't have confidence or faith in those leaders, right? So this is what people are bracing for. Now, what he does next is going to be a good question. Is he going to trim the company down and simply keep it sort of the engineers, bare bones folks who are going to build product? Or if he wants to do this kind of super app thing he's talking about, he's going to need partnerships people. He's going to need probably content people, like moderation people, right? Which is something that he has kind of shied away from. And so that's where I think things get a little tricky is, the financial vision for the company seems to be, let's cut everything back and maybe, get healthy, as he likes to say. But the vision is much more ambitious than that. And I'm not sure that necessarily works with that small of a staff.